Hello guys, and welcome back again to the channel. On today's video, I just thought of making a quick video about this PSP X-Dither plugin. They just put this out. I was actually at first thinking to myself, well, 2025, who still need a X-Dither? But what also got my attention is the fact that currently they have this at $19.99. Let me just show you guys on website. So this is it, $19.99. But why I decided to actually make this video is not because of this current price, because this is introductory price. After this, they said it will go to $99. And I was like, what?
What the H is that?
Who is buying $99 for a plugin? Or should I say, who is paying $99 for a plugin? But, well, I might be wrong. So let's see. As far back as my Ozone 5, there's actually some built-in data here, which obviously got me thinking that most limiters that you have, obviously not all of it, but most modern limiters you have has got some sort of built-in data to it. And also your DAW actually have a built-in data. So what is that special that warrants paying $99 when you can just use the same money to buy a limiter and then get a data into it?
Don't tell me what a smart move is.
Bearing in mind that they had PSP Xenon, which had some data into it, but according to this, it had this 3 data, which is the Xenon NS A, B, and C, but they've added extra 3, which is Smooth NS A, B, C. So we're going to hear them side by side in a bit, but I thought, let me just go on a little rant.
Bruh.
So the next thing is obviously not just Ozone having data. Most Waves limiters have got also their own data. You can see that's the shaping, the data, type 1 and type 2. The quantization, you can go from 16-bit to 24-bit. So I also have one that I actually love using, which is from Acoustic Audio. So by the way, Acoustic Audio have got one called Fire the Data, but I don't have that. What I have is this limiter called Lace. Most of the time, I don't actually use the limiter, even though on this particular occasion I'm using it, but I mostly just use the built-in data. And I prefer this Psychoacoustic 2. It just, gave me something that I like. So not that there's something special, but I just like it. There are smoother too, but I prefer the Psychoacoustic. But obviously, this is also the bit depths. You can go from 8-bit all the way to 32-bit. Anyway, let's just have a quick listen to this, because there's just so many data that's now making me think, why should I pay $99 for a data? So they might be up to something, I don't know yet. So let me just go ahead and turn off this data, because it's not good to have 2 datas. We're now just using the limiter on this, so data is off. So let's now play with this one and see what we get. Obviously, I'll try to see if we can get something on this one as well. So let's just play with this one. Obviously, this is the signal. It tells you the left and right signal. This is the data shape type. You have low, you have flat, you have high. We'll keep it at flat because that's usually the recommended. The same with data level. Optimum is recommended, but you have high, you have low. So we just keep that to the, optimum. Then you have the truncate and round. We'll just stick to data. Let's not truncate it, and let's not round the signal up. So let's stick to data because that's what we want. And as we obviously more curious on why this will cost $99 in the next few days or few months, whatever, let's just use these 3. We'll eventually obviously try these ones which were on the Xenon limiter. So let's start with A. Now let's have a listen to it without, and I'll drop it in. You obviously can increase the plugin size here. Let's actually make it 125 so you guys can see it better, or 150. So let's go ahead and play this audio.
You're not in my it's not good for me. So I close my eyes, I take a breath, and imagine it's just you and me. I pitch myself awake, and I go crazy. Can't live another moment without my baby. I dream away the loneliness, I'll fake it. It's the only way I make it. I've been living in a fantasy with you and me. I've been dreaming of a place where we set free.
So I might be wrong, but when I was moving from the Smooth NX to the Xenon NX, the difference is almost inaudible. Obviously, there's something going on, but it's almost inaudible from this to this. I only notice more of a difference when I actually engage it or bypass it. But in terms of actually the different types of the smoothing, there is not much difference. So if you already have Xenon NX, do you notice any improvement to the Smooth NX that will make you pay the money to then get this, or just for the sheer fact that you want a data that is separate? Because sometimes I actually prefer to have a data that's separate if I am using a different limiter. Because of late I've been using the Master Plan by Music Hack, but that one doesn't quite have a data built in. So most times I still end up throwing less behind it just to use the data, which sometimes then make me feel like, you know what, you might as well just use this so that you can just use the data. But some other time I'll just do, you know, the Master Plan and then put this data on. So are you just gonna get this because you want the data, or do you hear any different? Let's just try again. Obviously, like I said, engaging it on, irrespective of which one that I select, they sound almost identical.
You're not in my reality, and baby, it's not good for me. So I close my eyes, I take a breath, and imagine it's just you and me. I pitch myself awake, and I go crazy. Living.
So the best way most times to actually check a data is to go very low. Now let's go from one to the other and hear what it's doing. As you can see, with this one, there is less noise. Listen to this. More noise, less noise, even lesser noise, right? But when we had it in the audio, you don't quite notice much of this. Now let's go to the Xenon one. Like I said, you know, different from this to this is what I'm trying to figure out. Right, so now having this on 8-bit to actually hear what is going on, you can clearly see that on the Xenon side is sounding more like a hiss noise, whereas on this Smooth NS side is sounding more like a white noise. So that is the difference, right? Now let me go ahead and try the list that I've been using. If we go to the bit, drop that to 8-bit, engage data. So you can obviously hear the differences as well. So the psychoacoustic one that I actually liked sounded more like the hiss noise, but much quieter. Whereas the psychoacoustic one sounded more like a white noise. So, which still takes me back to the Xenon one. So the one that I prefer is actually almost sounding like this side of the dithering. So let's have a listen again. Now let me go back here and listen to not psychoacoustic 2. Yeah, even though it sounded more like a white noise-ish to, a haze noise, but it's not, same sound to this. So as you can see, obviously, each data is different. Let's try the isotope. Let's have a listen to the isotope one. When 8-bit, so noise shaping. So this one also gives us different types of white noise. Some are obviously more, some are sort of less. So this is obviously the kind of noise shaping that you get with data. But the question now is, if you already have different types of data in your limiter, why do you still need to pay that amount to get a data? So that's the question. Leave me a comment down below what you think about it. And obviously, let me know if you think this is worth it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.